Servus zusammen. Postgame Interview heute mit Coach Josh und Coach Gabriel. First of all, tough game, tough day, hot day. Gabe, first of all, they came in with a heavy team. They didn't bring too many people, but they came in with a heavy team. Pressure and pass rush was very, very hard in the beginning. You often had a hard time in the beginning, huh?
Yeah, very hard time. I told them on Thursday that we're either going to have two ways to start the game, start fast or start slow. And like always, we start a little bit slow. You know, that's a Lynchburg thing sometimes, but we're back to work on Tuesday. We're back to work on Tuesday, and I'm glad they picked it up and got it in the second half, but we can't start like that again, ever again. But I take the win. But that's the main thing I have to focus on as a head coach, making them start. I was hard on them on Thursday, and I told them this was going to happen. But it's also like, hey, coach, we're good. But it happens. It happens.
Ich habe darüber gesprochen, dass die Rams mit einem kleinen Team gekommen sind, mit harten Leuten, mit schweren Leuten. Und Coach Gabriel gibt mir recht, er sagt, wir hätten schnell oder langsam anfangen können. Wir haben wieder langsam angefangen. Hat uns nicht gut getan, aber wir werden dann arbeiten. Coach Josh, thank you for joining us here. This is bring just team. We have big bodies in there, but you came with a small team. How did that start for you?
Today, like how Gabe said, we started slow. Unfortunately, that's been the recipe of our season as well. We usually start slow, pick it up. Today, we just didn't pick it up. It's a good Lonsburg team. Both teams were short-handed on players, so there's no excuse. They executed today. We didn't. So, we got to get back to the drawing board. We got to get back to practice. I will say, honestly, this week of practice is a replication of how this game went. It wasn't a good week of practice, and we came out and played exactly how it was. So, props to Lonsburg. They executed. They did what we were supposed to do. They did what they were supposed to do, and they got the job done. It's really that simple.
Okay, thank you for that. I mean, that's very honest from you. End of first half, Gabe, Luke and Brendan, they looked more out of the game than into the game. I mean, you had some sores on your face, I think. How did you get into the second half with this happening there in the end of the first half?
When Lukey went out, Lukey's my guy. He's my go-to guy, and when he went down, I was kind of worried. But then I had Brandon, and I know Brandon was exhausted today because of the heat and stuff. But it's good to have them guys to come back and show. That shows you what type of leader they is. Even if they hurt or they're tired, they're still going to play. So it's good to have those guys, and we can alternate. Like we said last week, that's a dangerous offense when we get everybody rolling. And so it's glad to have Lukey and Brandon take that role and stuff.
So, ich habe gesagt, es sah so aus am Ende der Halbzeit, wie wenn unsere zwei Quarterbacks, Brandon und Luki als erstes ein bisschen raus wären, ja, also mehr draußen als drin, die ist ein bisschen angeschlagen und der Coach Gabe sagt, das zeigt, was wir für Spieler haben, was die für ein Herz haben, Teamspiel, weil die kommen zurück, auch wenn alles wehtut. Coach Josh, did you smell that? Did you feel that the quarterbacks are hurt? End of the half, did you see that? Did you smell your chance coming back out of the locker room and fighting back behind only 14 games, I guess, at the halftime?
To be completely honest, I didn't pay too much mind with the quarterback being hurt because I know Gabe and I know he's a good offensive coach and I know he's going to make an adjustment. I remember watching the game versus New Ulm in the second half. Brandon, their running back, played quarterback, so I knew that option was available. I was ready for it. I think we didn't do a bad job in terms of the pass rush, but we didn't finish. One play that sticks out to me was the 3rd and 30, and he threw a 50-yard bomb. I mean, sometimes it's football, man. Sometimes the better player just makes the better play, and it is what it is. You got to adjust. One thing that we got to work on when we get back to Nürnberg, we just got to work on finishing. Yeah. We had a lot of situations where I think could have changed the determination of this game a little bit or at least made this game much of a closer, competitive battle. But, the better team won today. The team that wanted it more, the team that was more physical, the team that was more tough and more disciplined won it today. So we get back to the drawing board. We got a lot to work on. We came with 30 people today.
Leaving with 27.
Hey, 30 people. And it is what it is. I know right now, like I said, both teams were missing some guys. I know they normally got about 40, 50 guys. Normally we around 50 people. So I'm hoping that round 2 in Nürnberg is a much better game and a much different one.
I will come back to both of it the play and to the game in Nürnberg. Dann kurze Frage auch an Coach Josh war, hat er gespürt, dass die Quarterbacks angeschlagen sind und dass er da vielleicht ein bisschen Profit ausschlagen kann? Er sagt, war ihm in dem Moment egal, er weiß, wie der Gabe coacht, er weiß, was der Gabe für ein Taktiker ist und er weiß auch, dass Landsberg nicht aufgibt. Jetzt habe ich another question to you. It's as you said, it's a week off, I guess, now, and then you welcome us back in Nürnberg for the game back. Will you give the guys a day off in practice, or is there no time for that?
No time, no days off, man. After a game like this, the last thing we could do is a day off. And, you know, one thing, we started off the season pretty strong. You know, we had a lot of, we were the team that was supposed to get relegated this year. Everybody said we would get relegated. We started off the season 4-1, but we hit that wall right now. My main job is to make sure I can pick my guys up so that we don't get stuck on that wall. You know, we got to pick it back up. We started off hot, very hot. But it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. So we got work to do.
Okay. Ich habe kurz gefragt, ja, das ist eine Woche Zeit, also kein Bye-Week ist eine Woche, kein Spiel. Dann haben sie Landsberg zurück in Nürnberg. Ich habe gefragt, ob sie einen Tag Pause machen. Sagt er, in dem Zeitpunkt der Saison, der ist keine Zeit für eine Pause. There's no time for a break right now. To you, I wish you the best for the rest of the season. This is not over yet. This is not over. You got great bodies. You got a good running game. I liked what I saw there. You got big bodies pulling out there, getting the way for the running back. And I hope you got a great season and a great home. Just stay another minute because I got a last question for Coach Gabe. Gabe, I'm a defense player. You know that. And defense showed up today. I love that. How did you prepare them for the game? This was the best defense game we saw this year. What did you change? What changed in the minds and in the heads of the guys?
You know, hats off to Coach Mateus. he called the guys. I was hard on them, the defense, more than I was on the offense this week. We lined up the empty, and I told the defense to, hey, adjust. Even though I'm the head coach, still Coach Mateus, he did the coaching. And, I'm happy that defense only gave up 10 points. Anytime I wanted the whole defense to get player of the game, but we can't, but defense played a heck of a job, and I hope they just show up. They finally showed up, but it's a game where we needed them, and they did it. So hats off to the defense, and I hope that our fans and everybody in Landsberg will see this consistently now. Because that's what we need to win championships. We have a defense like that, and with the offense that we have, we're going to be a dangerous team. But hats off to the Rams for coming here and competing and putting up a fight with the players that they have.
Okay, meine Frage, ich bin Defense-Spieler gewesen immer und ich habe gesagt, das erste Spiel, wo die Defense wirklich da war, ein richtig tolles Defense-Spiel heute. Gabe sagt, er hat gesagt, es ist da, irgendwann kommt's, also so habe ich es verstanden, irgendwann kommt's, heute waren sie da und um wirklich auch in der Meisterschaft noch mitspielen zu können, braucht man eine gute Defense, heute war sie da und er versucht halt jetzt, dass es stetig bleibt, dass es dauerhaft da ist und wir nicht wieder da anfangen, wo wir schon waren. Gabe, last question, then we're done. We got a hard stretch of 3 games now. This is you see the guys walking off the field. They're proud and they have to be. But this has been a tough game for the beginning of a stretch of 3 more games coming up.
Man, it's tough. I coach my guys hard and I give them tough love. But I also have to tell them, like, hey, this is where it's really about to start. We got the Cowboys, and then we got the Rams at the Rams, and then we got and then we got Nürnberg. All of those teams, like, it's football. All of those teams are capable of switching and switch and beating us. And so my job right now is take care of my players, but also keep my foot on the pedal and don't let up and don't let them get too relaxed. I think that's the thing. We get sometimes relaxed here. And like he said, it's our job as a head coach to make sure we get out, make them get out. So, yeah.
Okay, also ich habe noch auf die 3, 4 Spiele, die jetzt hintereinander kommen. Ist im Football wirklich hart, 4 Spiele hintereinander zu spielen. Coach Gabe sagt, wir müssen durchziehen. Ich muss ein bisschen vorsichtig sein, aber ich muss aufs Gas treten, sonst können wir nicht mitspielen. Jedes Spiel ist ein Endspiel irgendwo. Jungs, ich danke euch. Thank you very much for that. Have a safe trip home. Thank you very much. I will be there in Nürnberg. I want to watch that. Okay, have a great time and get your guys back. Thank you, Gabe. Thank you.